Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl Lovely A and I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, girl, because we going places you don't want to miss out, okay? So it's been brought to my attention by several people that they don't really know what to do to get into nursing school. They don't know what to expect. So today I'm here to put you on a little bit of tea, honey, put you on game a little bit on exactly what you need to do to get into the nursing school of your dream. So if you're interested on knowing how to get into nursing school the first time around, then stay tuned. Okay, so pretty much nursing school, I get it. It sounds so fun. Everybody want to do it. That's all I talk about is, oh, I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm going to school to be a nurse. Okay, yeah, that's good, sis. I'm glad that you want to be a nurse. It is a very demanding job and you will always have a job, but people have not been properly educated on what to do in order to become a nurse and how to get into nursing school. I don't know if any of you have saw my previous video. My very first video that I posted, I shared a very personal story about me failing nursing school. And so pretty much I have nursing school experience. I know what it takes to get in. So I just want to help everybody out there that's looking to know what they need to do. I just want to let everybody know. And I just want people to be aware of what they're getting themselves into. Okay, so I wrote down a list. I have a list of all the topics that we're gonna go over, just to, like I said, to keep this video short and sweet and to flow right to the point. So please watch the whole video because I'm dropping nothing but jewels and diamonds, okay? So anyway, without further ado, woo, excuse me, child. Woo. Okay, without further ado, let's just jump into the list. So, okay, so now you want to go to nursing school. Yay! That's great. You've passed step one. Identify what you want to do with your life because time is ticking and time is of the essence. So now that you know that you want to be a nurse and you know you're going to college, you're taking all these prereqs. I feel like everybody takes English and math and all of that, you know, as soon as they get into college, which is good. That is very good. But you need to identify what your career goals are because in the world of nursing, so you have an LVN, and let me tell you now, do not shade LVNs because they are still nurses. They still have to take the NCLEX and they still do it. I'm just like, you know, even though RN school is a little bit longer. So you have LVN, you have an RN with an associate's degree, and you have an RN with a bachelor's degree. So the bachelor's degree, a lot of people tend to shade associate's degree RNs as well, but I'm gonna tell you a secret. You listening? Are you listening? RNs and BSN make the same amount of money. I hate to break it to you, but they do. Typically, depending on where you live, like in the state of Texas, RN nurses usually make anywhere from $25 to $30 an hour. Just depends on where you work, what your specialty is, what your experience level is. But as a brand new nurse, that's your bracket is what you're looking for in the state of Texas. So yeah, so if you want to do an associate's degree program, which I recommend based on your life situation, that's going to be 2 years. So you usually have about 5 prereqs that you take, and then you can apply to an associate's degree program and you'll be done with that nursing program in 2 years. And after that 2 years, you'll be an RN. And also, excuse me, also I do recommend furthering your education to get your BSN, but don't just be so blindsided on thinking you have to get your bachelor's immediately because everybody's life story is different. Everybody's path of life is different. So just remember that. So then you have your BSN program, which is a bachelor's in nursing. So that is going to take 4 years. So you are going to do all of your prereqs, all of the math and the English and the social studies. You need all of that. So that's going to take you a good 2 years being a full-time college student. Full-time college student means that you are enrolled in at least 12 hours, which is about 4 classes. So yeah, so being a full-time college student for 2 years, taking all of those prereqs is probably at least about a good 15 or so or more prereqs that you have to take. So okay, now you've taken all those prereqs, so now you're good to apply to that bachelor's school. So you might want to go to a big university. I mean, you only can get a bachelor's from a university. So, but the beauty about being an associate's degree RN is that you can take it. You can get your RN through a community college. So anyway, boom, boom, boom. So now identify your school, and you need to look at their requirements. So each school has different requirements on the classes that you need to take. So once you realize what nursing program you want to go through, you want to look into their school and see what prereqs you need. Like I said, each school requires different prereqs. Okay, so now you've figured out what classes you need, and you're making your little schedule and you're about to do the classes. The next thing that I'm about to say is very important. You need to make sure that you make very good grades in those prereqs, at least all A's if possible, because of course in college, an A is the highest grade that you can get. On your transcript, it's not going to say a 95 or a 99. It's just going to say A. And it's not going to say an 89. It's just going to say a B. So a B is 3 points on your transcript, and an A is 4 points. So all of that is a point system, as we know, and that's how you get your GPA. So the minimum GPA typically is about 2.75. So now 2.75 is the bare minimum. That's a combination of A, B, and C. So a 2.75 is the bare minimum just to apply. So keep that in the back of your mind. So now what a lot of people run into problems is because they made the bare minimum. They made C's because a C is what's required, because you can't apply for nursing school if you have failing grades. So you have to at least have a C, and a lot of times you can only retake a prereq that's required only one time. So keep that in mind too. So pretty much, yeah, so you make the grades and you take the courses. You want to aim for all A's because it's very, very demanding. I have so many friends that have been applying to nursing schools, getting put on wait lists, not getting in, or just getting turned down, because nursing is a very demanding career. There's so many people that want to be a nurse. You wouldn't believe it. So there's typically I guess at least 400 students that apply each year. So, and that just depends on where you live and how big the city is. So let's say there's 400 students, and out of all 400 students, let's say you made all C's in all of your science classes, but there's Jilly over here and she made all A's in all her science classes. So who do you think they're gonna pick? I hate to say it, and it's really sad, but in our reality, the supply and demand, the supply is very low to what the demand is. They can only let in so many students. So whenever they're going through their application and they're picking their requirements, they're going to pick the top-notch ones. They're going to pick the ones who have the best grades and the ones who did the best on their entry exam, because you do have an entry exam. So that's going to take me into my next topic. So once you identify the school that you want to go to, then you can figure out what their entry requirements are. Like I said, there's going to be an entry test. So we have the ATI TEAS test, and then we have the HESI test, whatever they call it, HESI Fundamentals or HESI A2. I have not yet taken the HESI test, so I'm not too familiar with it, but I have taken the TEAS test, so I know it's by ATI. So yeah, so those tests usually covered your basics like math, reading, science, and grammar. So you should be able to do this test fresh out of high school, theoretically, because the science do ask questions about chemistry, anatomy, and physiology, and I know a lot of people do not take anatomy and physiology in high school. So it's a good idea to try to have all your science prereqs completed before attempting one of those entrance tests, because it'll really help you out in the long run. So with my personal experience taking the ATI test when I first got into nursing school in 2017, I had a really hard time passing the English and grammar, because I had been out of high school I graduated high school in 2012. So I had been out of high school for, all those years, and I did take English on a college level, but it just wasn't the same, like talking about prepositions, nouns, pronouns, punctuation, all those things is things that I just really was kind of rusty on, because like I said, I hadn't done it in so long. So it's a good idea to buy a study book so you can know what you're expecting and you can study, because these tests are also timed. So you're limited on how long you can spend on each question. All right, so we pretty much talked about prereqs, the entry test, and the GPA. I'm gonna talk about that again because that's so important. Please do your best. Please do your best in your prereqs. I'm telling you, it's gonna benefit you in the long run. Me personally, I was affected by my GPA. My GPA was not the best. I did not have all A's. So, and it was kind of hard for me to get into nursing school. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I didn't think I was gonna get in because my grades, like I said, I didn't have a 4.0 GPA. But by the grace of God, I still was able to get in and I was accepted and I was happy. You know, I got in. But, you know, I also only applied to one nursing school. I didn't apply to multiple because, like I said, I knew what school I wanted to go to and I knew what their requirements are. So I met the requirements for that school only. So just, I mean, I don't know your life story, sis, but if you partying every weekend, you getting drunk, you being late to class, you slacking, we can't be doing all that. We cannot be doing all of that. And especially once you get into nursing school, you got to cut all that out. You have to study every single day. And that's just that. I mean, I wish I could make that up, but I cannot. So studying every day, sometimes that's not even enough. Like, I think you just got to dream about nursing school. But yeah, but for real, that GPA, I'm telling you, it's going to take you very far in your college career. So, all right, so now, bloop, bloop, bloop. We've talked about everything so far. Okay, so let's talk about the cost of nursing school. So, being in nursing school full-time is very different from being a full-time college student. Most nursing programs are very demanding. You have to go Monday through Friday. You don't get a day off typically, besides the weekends. It's just like having a job. So you'll find that a lot of nursing programs require you not to work. I mean, it sucks, and I mean, a lot of people don't know that. So that's why I'm making this video, because there was things that I had no idea about and I wish I would have been more prepared. So it's a good idea to have a good healthy savings account, a good support system lined up, a good backup plan lined up, because you're going to need to tap into all of your resources going into nursing school. So, and it's going to be very hard to work because you need to keep your head in the game. Like I said, you're going to be studying so much unless you have a really good memory or you just, you know, naturally just smart like that. But me personally, I had to study a lot. Like my first semester, it was very easy for me because I work in healthcare. So I didn't have to dedicate so much in me. But second, third, and fourth, baby, it was on and popping. It was like clockwork. But yeah, so make sure you have money and make sure you have the time. Like, you have to dedicate yourself. Nursing is a very demanding career, and nursing school, what they do is they get you prepared for that, to what you're going to expect in the work field, because in healthcare anything can happen at any given second. So I think that's why they want to mold you like that in nursing school. So yeah, so get your money right, get your finances right, get your backup plans if you're a mom. So I had to have a backup plan and another backup plan on babysitters, just to know, because like I said, you're going to school every day at most schools, but I mean, I can't speak for every school, but for the most part it's pretty much every day, because you have so many hours that you have to complete by the law, whatever state you live in. And so yeah, so another thing to keep in mind is that there is an application period. You cannot just freely apply at any given second. Most schools only have an application period once a year. And like at this moment, it is a lot of application periods for the city that I live in. So I've been working hard on getting ready to get back into nursing school, because I'm not a failure and I'm not going to be defeated. I'm going to be an RN one day, and I don't care how long it takes me. I'm going to get there. So pay close attention to when the application period is, so that way you can have all of your ducks in a row. You're going to need to make sure you have your shot record with proof of vaccines like varicella. You need the hepatitis B series. You need your MMR. You need a Tdap if it's been more than 10 years since you've been vaccinated. So that's another thing. Make sure you have a physician on hand that's going to be willing to help you get access to your shot records and vaccinate you if you need to be vaccinated. You'll need an annual flu shot, and then once you get accepted, they'll have you get an a TB shot. I had a brain fart. So you'll get a TB shot once you get accepted, and you're responsible for paying for all of this stuff. I'm just letting you know now. And then also you'll do a background check. So be prepared to drop at least $50 for that initial background check. It's going to be with your fingerprints, and it's through the state of Texas. They don't do no playing around. This is not just some rink-a-dink background check. They're going to find out everything. So be honest if you have something on your background, because if not, you won't get in. And also, every semester at my school that I went to, we had to pay $50 every semester for a random drug screening. So, I mean, don't do drugs, period. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They test you at random. The first time you get accepted, everybody takes a drug screen. And then every semester after that, you're subject to a random drug screening at any given time. So just be prepared. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything that I have on my list. I feel like I touched everything, but if you have any questions, please feel free to comment and let me know what you have a question about. And I'm more than willing to answer your questions. Like, I made this YouTube channel initially because I wanted to share my life journey about failing out of nursing school and getting back into nursing school, and just, you know, the process of everyday life along the way. And I plan on being more active because, like I said, it's admissions time. I've been working real hard on studying to do my entry test and getting all of my shot records together, and you need your college transcripts and your high school transcripts. So I've been kind of busy because I still do work. And my story is that I'm a full-time employee. My support system is very small and very limited, but I just want people out there to know that it is possible. It's still doable. Like, if I was able to get in and I was able to make it all the way through, then I know you can make it too. And I'm here to drop jewels and drop knowledge on exactly what it is that we need to do to be successful, because I mean, it's 2021. We need to take advantage of our success and of our futures. I mean, it's not going to be handed to us. So on another note, I just want to say, stay focused and don't give up on your journey. You might not get in the first time because you might not have knew how demanding it was. You didn't know what to expect. You didn't know that it was going to be 500 people applying. You didn't know that. You didn't know that they might only accept anywhere from 30 to 60 people. Yeah, and that's once a year. So if you miss this deadline, you got to wait a whole nother year to apply again. You got to get yourself re-ready, re-put back together. You got to take the test again. I mean, it's a lot. This is very important that you get on top of all of the requirements immediately. Once you know where you want to go, you just get it done and be ready, because you just never know when you're going to be chose. Excuse me. So my last thing that I want to touch on is, I mean, in this world full of so many quote unquote perfect people, don't get distracted. You know, everybody's journey is different. Do not compare yourself to somebody else's filtered, internet controlled life, because I'm telling you, people face hardships every single day. People get turned down from nursing school. People get waitlisted and never get in. Some people just don't get accepted at all. Or then there's people like me that go to nursing school and don't pass. Or there's people that go to nursing school and have to drop out because they weren't mentally ready for the workload, or they had to go back to work they couldn't afford to take off, or they just, I don't know, maybe they just didn't want to be in school. You never know. So everybody's life story is different. So just don't ever compare yourself to something that, like I said, somebody's internet controlled life. They're only posting the glitter and the glam. But that's why you need to tap in with me on my channel, because I'm going to be posting the real and the raw. This is everyday life. Things happen every day. Life happens. Life do not stop. So you don't stop. You keep focused and you just do what you got to do to get done. Focus on you and your path, and manifest and pray and believe. Believe in yourself. And you're gonna do it. Just like I'm gonna do it. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.